recently you just came back from injury, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that could be debilitating to some people, depending on what the injury is. How much time it takes to come back, because that's more mental
Right.
than anything. A lot of the times, your body's going to recover, but it's just that physical, that mental grind to get back to that point. Tell us a little bit about the injury and your comeback to where you're at now.
So for everybody who doesn't know, I had 2 torn labrums in both of my shoulders. I had to have 7 anchors put in this one and 8 in this one, and then had a bone chip removed from underneath.
What'd you do, dive off a bridge or something?
No, apparently, according to my surgeon, I had both injuries for 10 years. So I got it.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, they were from when I started. Like, I had originated the tear when I started, and then 10 years of wrestling happened, and they just progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I had the first surgery, and then 6 months later I had the second surgery, and then I was out for a total of about 10 months total.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this woman worked for a number of years with 2 torn labrum. She didn't take off a month for turf toe. Okay? Let's remind you. All right?
I did. Walking boot and all.
But that was the hard thing about the mental part of all of it. Shoulders were definitely tough rehab. It was, it was my first, I guess you could say, real injury. And it was something that, because I had dealt with it for so long, I kind of had a choice as to when I went and got it taken care of. It's something that you can progress. It's not an immediate, if you tear your ACL or whatever, an immediate thing that you have to have fixed right away. It's something that, you can know about. You just kind of have to pick the time, which, because the time wasn't chosen for me, the time was never right. I was oh, I got this to do. Oh, I got this to do. This can wait. My shoulders can wait. My shoulders can wait. And I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off to a point where, I could barely work out. I noticed it the most in the gym when I tried to do any, wide grip bench press. My shoulders would pop out of place.
Sacrifice something.
Yeah. And, a lot of stuff in the ring, I worked around it, for a number of years. And it was a tough 10 months. I was home alone a lot, and mentally, I think I had to go down to the deepest parts of me and here, and I had to actually seek out and get some help. I've just recently become more open about this, because I think this is something mental health is definitely something that I feel because we don't talk about it a lot, people think that, any kind of mental illness or disorder is wrong or is bad. So I like to be open with it. I have adult ADHD, I have anxiety, and I sometimes suffer from depression. And so that kind of recognizing that and being okay, this is what I have now, what am I going to do? Got to see a therapist, and so I was doing my rehab for my physical therapy, but I was doing my mental therapy as well.
That's a muscle too.
I came back, and I felt better. I felt good about where I was and how I felt physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, however you want to say it. But it was definitely something that I felt needed to happen in my career for me to get better in all aspects of my career.